All right, guys, what's going on? What is going on? So, hope everybody can let's see here. Hang on just a second, guys. There we go. All right, I had to just. I've not done a live in so long. StreamYard's got everything laid out a little differently. So, let me see who all we got in here. Do do do. Uh, and I apologize, guys. It's been a long time since I've done StreamYard, so just bear with me if you don't mind. Before I get started, can everybody hear and see me okay? Let me know in the chat if you can see and hear me okay. Hey, Rhonda, Debbie, Kimberly, Paper, 04 Man 1, Belinda, Rita. Everybody can see and hear me okay and everything? All right. So, boy, has this whole protection order thing. So let me know, first of all, let me know if you've heard about the protection order against Bullhorn Betty. Have you heard of it? Apparently, it's taken the Sebastian Rogers case by storm on a couple different fronts. And I've kind of been following some people, and a lot of people have questions that I think I've got the answers for and can help kind of guide you through what I think is going to happen. Maybe help answer some of your questions as far as how things are looking on Sumner County's website and a bunch of that stuff. So I got a bunch of stuff planned here. It's not going to be too long, guys. It's going to be about an hour. So let's see. There's Joyce. Joyce says she doesn't know anything. Oh, okay. So Joyce, apparently Sebastian's mom, let's see, and I think Terry Bowersox and Kathy Bowersox have order of protections against Bullhorn Betty. And don't really know what's to come of it, because when you go to court, nothing is guaranteed. I mean, they may be going to court to, I've learned this, guys, going to court's like the weather. Always expect the unexpected. You can think that Katie and them may think that this is going to be a slam dunk order of protection. May not be, right? Bullhorn Betty may go to court thinking this is going to be a slam dunk dismissal. They're not going to get it. Could be wrong. So I've always learned when it comes to things that happen in a court, just always expect the unexpected. I've always, because I'm telling you guys, sometimes things just do not go as planned, and you're like, really? So I figured I would, bring you guys some information and hopefully explain things to you that you may have questions about. And I know one of the questions, I'll go ahead and address it. So a lot of people are talking about some kind of warrant against Katie. Okay. Katie Proudfoot. Have y'all heard about that? Where people are talking like, why is it looking like it's showing a warrant for Katie? Have y'all heard about that? Because people are going, why is Katie's name in the system and it says active and warrant? And a lot of people are thinking Katie's got a warrant out against her. That is not, that's not what's going on. Katie does not have a warrant out for her. In my opinion, what has happened is because Katie has, or because Katie and everybody's trying to get Bullhorn Betty served with order of protection, it shows And they could do a better job on their website of explaining this. That way speculation don't run rampant. But it's just like the administrator of the website, by default, it just says warrants in there, and it's active until they get better served. That's all that is. That's all that is. I mean, so the way you got to look at it is Katie has an active, and the way they put it in there is warrant out for Bullhorn Betty, but it's really, it's kind of like, because the way they do it, they group the order of protection serving, the cops, the process servers that go out and serve whoever. But I guess in their system, they bunch that in with the warrants. So I hope that helps explain everything to you on this. Belinda said, did you see the WKRN reporting on this? Yes. So let's go ahead and roll the tape on that, Belinda. Let me go ahead and roll the tape on that. And we'll go. I'll go ahead and go over that. So this has hit the news in Nashville now, guys. The local news is picking this up and covering it. So yeah, let's watch this news clip, and I'm going to do some commentary on the news. So let me get that pulled up here.
Now, News 2 at 6.
A missing teen's mother claims she's being stalked and falsely accused by a YouTuber. So now she's taking legal action. Good evening and welcome to News 2 at 6. I'm Bob Mueller. 15-year-old Sebastian Rogers disappeared 5 months ago from his family's home in Hendersonville. The teen's mother has been granted a temporary order of protection against a Florida YouTuber by the name of Bullhorn Betty. Well, tonight, News 2's Caitlin Quisenberry sat down and spoke with the influencer.
Sebastian Rogers has not been seen since February 25th. Since then, the Sumner County Sheriff's Office, along with several other agencies, searched for a little over a week before officials said they were scaling back to focus their efforts on the investigative side. YouTubers and TikTokers nationwide have covered nearly every step. But now, Sebastian's mom, Katie Proudfoot, indicates it's gone too far. In a legal filing for an order of protection, Katie says Andrea Griffin, also known by her YouTube name of Bullhorn Betty, accused the family of harming their son while, quote, inciting the public and her followers to aid her in stalking. Katie calls the YouTuber, quote, dangerous. Andrea tells me she has not received the temporary order of protection, but claims she has not done anything illegal.
If it is from her, then that's absolutely a falsehood. They can go and look at all my lives. My lives never come down off my channel. Driving on a public property, on public road with a camera hanging out, there's nothing unlawful about that. That happened over a month ago. It was when it's the only time I've been in the Hendersonville area. The questions of this case are becoming more and more.
Andrea says her main goal is to provide informational content to the public and to help find Sebastian. She tells me these accusations are just a distraction.
I don't like the drama on the channel, and the more I resist the drama and keep it focused about Sebastian, the more these distractions keep coming up. This is all about Sebastian Rogers, Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. It's not about Seth Rogers. It's not about Katie Proudfoot. It's not about Christopher Proudfoot. It's about where is Sebastian Rogers and how can we bring him home.
A court-ordered hearing is set for August 8th at the Sumner County Courthouse. Each of Bullhorn Betty's YouTube videos will be summarized for the DA's office. Until that time, a temporary restraining order says Andrea cannot stalk or come within 100 feet of Katie or her home. In Nashville, Caitlin Quisenberry.
All right, guys. Were y'all able to hear that? Let me know in the chat if you was able to hear that and everything. Let me know in the chat if you were able to hear that, guys. All right. So yeah, you were able to hear it. Okay, so let me do some commentary on that, okay? Okay, so in my opinion, what Katie and the Bowersox are going to do is they are going to try to make Betty out to be some kind of nut job. You know, I just got a feeling they're going to, try to make Betty out to be some kind of weird quack nut job. And I've got a feeling that they're going to bring up Bullhorn Betty's past. And what I mean by her past is maybe some past arrests that she's had. I think she's been arrested in the past for some stuff. They're probably going to try to bring that into the court. They're going to try to introduce that. They're going to try to introduce, I guess, some of her videos. I don't know what they're going to, I know she was talking about maybe getting a 380 or something like that. Don't know if that's got anything to do with it. But I also think that Katie and the Bowersox will probably address the court and say that if Betty sees one of them out, they'll probably say that they're afraid Betty will be confrontational, and it could get out of hand. So if Betty becomes confrontational and she's got a 380 on her, 380 is a pistol. It's a caliber of a pistol. It's a small pistol. It's a little bit bigger than a 22, I guess. So I'll bet you they're going to go to court. They're going to claim that she's just this YouTube nut job. They're going to bring up her past arrest records. And they're going to be like, okay, now if she's carrying a weapon and she sees us out and she confronts us, what's to say the confrontation don't get out of hand and the woman's now carrying a loaded pistol? You know what I mean? So that's what I think. That's how I think Katie and the Bowersox are going to approach this in court. And the other thing too is, if Katie and the Bowersox come to court with some really nice attorneys and Betty don't, then, and I will always say that this is kind of like an unwritten rule. I believe that, and not always, but in most cases, it's kind of like an unwritten rule. Whoever has the best attorney normally wins. You know what I mean? So here's what's probably going to happen. Let me just lay it out for you. If Katie and the Bowersox bring their attorneys in, more than likely they will get the order of protection. Okay, they'll more than likely get the order. If Betty doesn't show up with an attorney and tries to just defend these allegations on her own, I have a feeling that the judge, again, it's weird how courts work, but I have a weird feeling that the judge will issue the order of protection. And, it's just for 1 year. It's just for, now the bad thing is, it does go on Katie, or it does go on Bullhorn Betty's permanent record. It will go on her permanent record. And the other reason why I wonder, are they, could they be trying to keep Bullhorn Betty quiet? Could they be trying to make her shut her mouth? You know what I mean? Because listen, if they get the order of protection against Betty, then Betty's got to watch what she says. Because if she says the wrong thing, she could violate that court order. And we'll get into that here in just a second. What I'm going to do, guys, is I'm actually going to, Betty will have to watch what she says about, here's what she'll have to watch what she says about Sebastian. She'll have to watch what she says about Katie and the Bowersox, because she could violate the order of protection just verbally. You know what I mean? It can be verbally violated. So we'll get into that. Let me pull up. What I'm going to do, guys, is I'm actually going to pull up a Tennessee order of protection. This is what Betty will be getting served when she gets back home, or she will be getting served while she's in Tennessee. Okay, let me show it to you. Have y'all seen? I'm going to show you the actual order. Okay, hang on just a second. I'll show you the order, guys. All right, guys. So here is a Tennessee order of protection. Okay. Let me go through. Okay. So what you're looking at here is just basically the beginning of it. You know, just it's the base. Katie has to put her name on here. She's got to put Sebastian on here, which is really going to limit what Betty can say, because Sebastian's under 18. So this is really, like, if they get this, it's going to really limit what Betty can say, because if it's construed the wrong way, they could say that she violated this and have her arrested. So Katie will put all of the information here. She'll put, Bullhorn Betty's, information here. Relationship. Okay, this is just if you live together. This part right here where it says petitioner's relationship to the respondent. This right here is just if they live together, have a child together, anything like that, guys. And this is, you see it down there, this says this is a court order. So you see that? And this is a actual Tennessee order of protection. And right here, orders to the respondent. Okay. It says, do not abuse, threaten to abuse, hurt, or try to hurt or frighten petitioner and or petitioner's minor children under 18, which would include Sebastian Rogers. Of course, Sebastian's gone. So the next one says, do not put petitioner or petitioner's minor children under 18 in fear of being hurt or in fear of not being able to leave and get away. So this right here is what Katie is really going to, this one here is what Katie's really going to pay attention to on here. Do not put the petitioner in fear of being hurt. That right there is what, if Betty gets this on her, that's what Betty's going to have to watch out for. And this last one, do not stalk or threaten to stalk petitioner and or petitioner's minor children under 18. That would include Sebastian Rogers. I know he's missing, but she can still include him in this order of protection. Do not come about the petitioner for any purpose, or the children, it says. Do not contact the petitioner or the petitioner's minor children protected by this order, either directly or indirectly by phone, email, messages, mail, or any other type of communication or contact. There again, if Betty does the wrong thing on YouTube, it could bite her in the butt. If the parties share a residence, no, that ain't going to apply here. So these last two don't apply. And then you see these blank lines down here. these blank lines, that is actually where Katie and the Bowersox will actually write specifically why they're taking out the order of protection. Like they'll start right here and they'll probably list, multiple videos saying this, saying that, just for an example, let's say, if there was an email sent to them, they'll list the email, what the email is kind of about. But right here is where the courts or the clerk, when they're filling this out, right here is where they want specifically to say, they want you to specifically say why you want the order of protection. Now, since there's multiples, you got Katie and the Bowersox, there's going to be probably multiple excuses here on why they need order of protections. And then, of course, down here, you've got your court date, the location of the court date. You got the date and time, and normally they have like a magistrate or an actual judge will sign off on it right here. And then it goes out to the police or whoever it is to serve it. And then right here is where, like say if they knock on Betty's door at, 11 a.m. one day and serve her with it, that's where they'll, Betty will sign for it right here. Or no, this is where the server will sign for it. But anyway, let's see. Yeah, Betty will have to sign saying that she received it and all that stuff. And then but that it's a pretty simple form, guys. On this PDF, it's just 3 pages. There can be other pages attached to this. If these lines right here, if there's not enough room to put down what you need to, they'll attach another page to this, which is just a full page of blank lines. And you can, Katie and the Bowersox can just fill it up with whatever they want to say why they need this order of protection. So, but that's it right there. That is a Tennessee order of protection, ex parte. So anyway, guys, what do y'all think about that? But while I had that pulled up, I couldn't see any of your comments or anything. So let me go back through here, or go ahead and start typing your comments. What do y'all think about that? Did that kind of help you guys? Did that kind of help you understand kind of what's going on here? And because I'm sure a lot of you haven't even seen a Tennessee order of protection. You don't even know what one looks like. So let's see. I am Two Bears says they just don't want Sebastian found. The Booger says I'm glad they got one. Janet says yes. See, Rory says I don't know, but TBI needs to solve this quick. Yes, Lore Lodge did an amazing video, part 3. Yeah, Lore Lodge did do it. I didn't get to watch all of them, but the one where he talked about Christopher Proudfoot line, I think he did good. Don B. Betty don't need the best attorney. She needs best proof and case law. Betty don't need the best attorney. Yeah, I mean, no, she don't even need, well, and again, guys, if the Bowersox and them know people like everybody claims they do in law enforcement or in the county or city, I'm just telling you, I'm just telling you, it's kind of, you just, if they show up with attorneys and Betty don't, and those attorneys know the judge and have good rapport with the judge, and you know what I mean? I've seen it go that way, and the judge, So, I mean, I've seen it. I mean, have you guys ever been to court and seen the weird stuff that goes on, and you're going, yeah, that's a I'll scratch your back, you scratch mine. That's how that worked out. Has anybody ever seen that played out in court like that? So, and all I'm saying, guys, is I don't know what's going to happen. Hey, Alex. But I mean, all I'm saying is it could go, if the judge is fair, it could literally go either way. We don't know. And the reason why I think Katie did not, because in the news thing, they said they reached out to Katie for comments or something, and she wouldn't make any comments. That tells me more than likely Katie's got some attorneys. Katie has an attorney. The Bowersox probably have an attorney representing them. And attorneys really know how to construe things, especially when they've got real good rapport with the judge. You got to stop and think. These attorneys that Katie and the Bowersox have, they're in those courtrooms with this judge probably just about every other day. And you know what I mean? Barry says they have no proof of stalking or harassment. I don't know. They can put it down, but yes, they do have to prove it. They've got to prove, like, whatever they put in those lines, those blank lines, they definitely have to prove it. They have to prove it beyond a shadow of a doubt. Like they said, they was going to pull, they were going to show Betty's videos or something like that. And they got to show how those videos would make them feel threatened. You know what I mean? How would they perceive those videos as a threat? You know what I mean? So I'm interested to see how I wish. I guess I could be there by the 8th, and it's general sessions. Anybody can be there. So I'm sure now that it's picked up the attention that it's picked up. I'm sure there's going to be some local YouTubers in that courtroom, because it'll be general sessions. It's open to the public, guys. It's open to the public as long as you're dressed appropriately. Don't wear no shorts in there, because the judge will throw you out. But I really think that, if Betty really hasn't done anything, I really think that Katie and the Bowersox are really just trying to shut her up. That they're trying to shut her up. Trying to, if they can't shut her up, they're going to, make her feel nervous about what she does say. God forbid if she gets the order of protection. It's just for 1 year, but it's 1 year that, if she says the wrong thing, her butt could get thrown. She could get arrested. I know she's in Florida, but if she's on YouTube and she makes them feel threatened over a YouTube video, and they feel threatened, they take it as a perceived threat or anything like that, they could say it violated the order of protection if it's granted. You know what I mean? So I just figured I'd get on here, guys, and explain a little bit about this to you. And no, Katie don't have an active warrant for her. What it is showing is an active, it shouldn't say warrant, it should say order of protection issuance. But anyway, it's going to show this until they either go to court or Betty gets served, more likely until they go to court. So, and then it'll probably change. It probably won't even be in there after August 8th, to be honest with you. So, but what we need to do, guys, I mean, it's done. I mean, what's done is done. Everything's been filed. Just got to wait till August 8th. Just be patient. Wait till August 8th. Let this get done. Is it going to stop Bullhorn Betty from, seeking answers in the Sebastian Rogers case? No, it's not. It's not going to. It's not going to make her quit trying to find. They can't make her quit doing anything that she's doing legally. You know what I mean? Like I said, if I was a judge and I was hearing this, I'd want Katie and the Bowersox, be like, okay, is she chucking stuff at your car if she sees you out? Is she pulling weapons out on you? Is she making verbal threats to you? Like, I'll stab you, I'll shoot you. Anything like that. If I was a judge, I'd be like, is she chucking stuff at your house? Katie, is she throwing stuff through your windows? Is she, is she coming on your property, harassing you? Anything like that. So, I mean, that's how, but so we'll just have to see how it goes, guys. We'll just have to see how it goes. I know what they bring up in court. They're really going to try to twist things. Things get, if Katie and the Bowersox have attorneys, their attorneys are going to try to twist every little thing that they can that Betty has said in some of these videos. They're going to try to put their spin on it, if you know what I mean, for the judge, to try to make it look like, hey, these people need to worry. So that's just my opinion on how Katie and the Bowersox are gonna play this. But we'll see. It'll be very interesting, guys, how Betty conducts herself in court. Because it sounds like, who said that earlier? Someone said Betty's, Wookie says Bullhorn Betty is a 5-foot firecracker. It's going to be curious to see how she, acts in court, guys. So let's see what everybody else is saying here. Let's see. Justice Lover says, I strongly dislike the Proudfoots and the Bowersox, but that doesn't mean it's okay to frighten and harass them. The law applies to everyone. Yeah, you couldn't give it to me for free. Find Sebastian. Yeah, find Sebastian. See, Kevin says this order is to stop true crime YouTubers investigating and watching what the Proudfoots relations are doing. In my opinion, Proudfoots want case shut down and Sebastian is forgotten about. Yeah, but the thing is, guys, most people that just get on here and talk about it, they're not going to be able to do it. Katie and the Bowersox are not going to be able to shut up everybody. You know what I mean? They're not going to. So I don't know if that's really what they're trying to do, or if they really feel like they're threatened or whatever like that. But even if they get an order of protection on Bullhorn Betty, you've got Justin that's going to cover it. You've got all kinds of YouTubers that I can name that are still going to cover it. They ain't going to shut nobody up. You know what I mean? And everybody's got the right to talk about how suspicious somebody looks in the public eye. Right? I've gotten on here and I've said, hey, it don't look too good on Chris and Katie. to be doing this and be doing that while everybody's out there looking for Sebastian. You know what I mean? They can't say or do anything about me saying that. I'm just saying it don't look right. You know what I mean? I mean, I could even get on here and say that they're stupid for doing it. Ain't nothing illegal about that. So, but I mean, if I did go down there in person too, guys, I mean, yeah, of course, you know, I'd have my credentials with me, and I'd be setting up a tripod on you know, and be like legitimately like cut like, you know, a reporter would be covering a news story. That's how I would do it, and that way, if anybody had a problem with it, it would look like, you know, it would look like a reporter out there doing a news story. You know what I mean? Now, I do have to say that time when Betty was sitting in the parking lot, and I think it was Terry Bowersox that drove behind her, and she says, "Well, looky there, speak of the devil," or something like that. And she went and pulled in behind him, and they had that confrontation. You know what I mean? Y'all remember that? Let me know if y'all remember that. Let me know in the chat if you guys remember that. I think everybody has seen that. You know, where Bullhorn Betty was in the parking lot, and I guess Terry drove past her, and she whips her car out and gets in behind him. Now, I wouldn't have probably done that. I would not have probably. Now, what I would have done, now what Betty could have done is Betty could have taken that video where, and yeah, she could have pulled up behind him. You know, she could have recorded like she did record the whole thing, but I wouldn't have got out of the car and confronted him. What I would have done is I would have been like, well, I'm down here, you know, gathering content. I'm a content creator. I'm gathering content for a story that I'm working on. And lo and behold, this Terry Bowersox apparently was following me, and I didn't know it. And she had probably at that point in time legal grounds to probably take an order of protection out on him just for following her around, because she could say that he was stalking her. You know what I mean? But she got out of her car, confronted him, and, you know, if it was me and I was Bullhorn Betty, of course, you know, but I mean, she probably could have been like, hey, that's kind of creepy. I didn't know he was out here following me. And she could have probably went right then and there with that video down to the courthouse and got an order of protection on Terry Bowersox for following her. Well, she's just out legitimately, like she says, legitimately getting content for a story. But she didn't do that. She didn't do that. So now here we are. And we'll just see. We'll just have to see how this all plays out, guys. We'll have to see how this all plays out. So, let's see. They're scared because they thought it would grow cold quickly and no one would forget Sebastian. They're wrong. Yep. And the thing is, it's going to take a lot for. It's going to take a long time and a lot for Sebastian to be forgotten about, guys. It is. Let's see here. Yeah, I hope so too. Let's see. Janet says more circus. It is. I like this one here. Rory says, Sebastian never stood a chance. That is so true. That's how I feel. It sounds like it was getting pretty ugly right before he went missing, guys. It did. I mean, do y'all think that? Do y'all think it was getting pretty ugly before Sebastian went missing? I think it was getting pretty ugly before he went missing. You know, what is it? There was chatter about Chris not wanting Sebastian there when Faith came to the house. You know what I mean? Like when he would get Faith. Well, guess what? Sebastian's no longer here, is he? So that's kind of weird how that worked out. Now, I'm not saying they did anything, but I'm just saying it's kind of weird how that happened. I like what Paula says here. She says, I think CPS was closing in. You know what, Paula? I kind of wonder if that's the case in Sebastian's investigation and the Summer Wells investigation. You know what I mean? Anybody in here following the Summer Wells case too? I wonder if CPS was about to make some harsh decisions in both cases. You know what I mean? But I don't think if CPS what's his name? Chris Proudfoot. Chris Proudfoot. I mean, if Dawn told me that if he called another felony, he's gone 25 years to life. And see, Summer was under 8 years old. That's a felony if you can get convicted in Tennessee of neglect or child abuse. So Dawn would be looking at 25 years to life. Christopher Proudfoot, on the other hand, I really don't think if, like he was convicted of, child abuse or child neglect, I don't think it would have affected him like it would have Dawn Wells. So I'm still, there's a motive for everything, guys. There is a motive for everything. No matter if it's you just snapped, like if someone snaps and commits a horrendous crime, that there's a motive behind everything. Whether it's a jealous lover, what Chris Watts done, there's a motive behind that. What allegedly OJ done, there's motive behind everything, guys. It's just we got to find out what the motive. If it's criminal, we got to find out what the motive was. And a lot of people, a lot of you guys, everybody's kind of got that gut feeling that the Sebastian Rogers case is criminal. I mean, put a 1 in the chat if you think Sebastian's case is criminal. Go ahead and put a 1 in the chat if you think it's criminal. And if you don't, put a 2. I got a lot of 1s, guys. Got a lot of 1s. Holy crap. Got a lot of 1s. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, we can say most people agree that they feel like, and we're just going on, gut feeling here, guys. We're just going on a gut feeling. We just feel like the Sebastian Rogers case is criminal. I mean, if it comes out and it's not criminal, well, we're wrong. But, hey, listen. Same scenario happened right up here in a county next to me. Do y'all remember that a couple weeks ago where this little girl went missing overnight? She is autistic. Everybody came out, and guess what? The dogs, they picked up a scent just like that. They picked her scent up just like that. And they went down the hill to Douglas Lake to a boat dock. And that's where that little girl's trail ended, was at the boat dock. They put divers in. No, they put the boats in, and they found what they thought was her under the water with the sonar, with the side scanners and stuff. So at that point, they put divers in, and they found her immediately. But what I'm saying, guys, there was a scent. There was a scent in this little girl's disappearance. Where's the scent at in Sebastian's? If he walked off, if he ran away. You see what I'm saying, guys? Where's the scent? Supposedly, two exact same scenarios if Chris and Katie are trying to say he ran away, or if anybody's trying to say he ran away. So why wouldn't there be a scent in Sebastian's case, but yet there was a scent in this little girl's case, right, in a county over next to me? I mean, dogs picked her scent up immediately, went down to the lake, and they found her body. So it's things like that, guys. It's things like that, that make us YouTubers and everybody, you guys that watch us, we just, it makes us question everything. It makes us have questions, so, I mean, and there's nothing wrong with questions. 20 years ago, let's see, I got 327 here in watching me. 20 years ago, we couldn't have got 327 people together and, just had a conversation about everything. The technology wasn't there now. Nothing wrong with what we're doing. And it does spread it, and a lot of people are saying, well, this whole order protection thing is kind of just turned into a circus in the Sebastian Rogers case. I beg to differ, guys. I beg to differ. Guess what? It put Sebastian back in the news. Did it not? WKRN, I think I got that right. WKRN put Sebastian's face back in the news, didn't it? When's the last time they done a news story on Sebastian? When's the last time a local news station put Sebastian's face and name and everything out there? So it's not, it's kind of some drama, but at the same time, it's putting Sebastian's name and face back out there. And guess what? The news stations are doing it now by covering this drama. The end result is Sebastian's face getting plastered all over the news again. So there you go. Look at it that way, guys. Look at it that way. Yeah, it's drama. Maybe some unneeded drama as far as YouTube goes and everything. But hey, boy, it's gotten Sebastian's face and everything back out there. You talk about exposure. It's got Sebastian's, he's getting some exposure right now out of all this. So, that being said, I'm kind of glad it's happening. I didn't know any local news stations were going to pick it up and run with it. But seeing WKRN plaster Sebastian's face and name and everything up there in his story, I like that. I was like, well, here's a positive out of this whole thing. So anyway, guys, that's it. Been on here for about an hour. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. Appreciate you guys for hanging with me, tuning in. So, and if you found me going over the order protection thing, if you found it helpful, I'm glad you did. So hit that like button if you don't mind. Let me know that you liked the video and like the information I gave you on it and all that good stuff. So other than that, guys, thanks for tuning in. And if any of you guys are in these bad storms out here, stay safe. And I'll see you on the next video.